Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do questions on ratios. In this video, we're going to do the easier questions and I'll make a separate video for harder questions on ratios. These questions are taken from IGCSE Edexcel Maths Higher, both H and HR. With the help of these questions, you'll be able to understand your past exams better. So let's start with the first question. So it says a football team played 55 games. Each game was won, drawn, or lost. Number of games won is to number of games drawn. So number of games lost is 6 is to 3 is to 2. Work out how many more games the team won and the team lost. So this is the main thing. So first, let's begin with finding the number of games that were won and the number of games that were lost. Games won are going to be, now in the ratio, 6 is the number given to winning a game. So 6 is the numerator. Then the denominator is going to be the sum of all of these numbers. So 6 plus 3 plus 2. And then we times it by the total number of games, which is 55. So that's 6 over 11 times 55, which is 6 times 5, and that's 30. Similarly, for the games lost, the numerator is going to be 2. Denominator is the same, which is 11 times 55, because we played 55 games in total. So that's 2 times 5, and that's equal to 10. How many more games the team won than the team lost? We subtract 30 and 10, and that gives us 20. So 20 more games were won than the team lost. That's your answer. Next question says that 3 years ago, the ratio of Tom's age to Clemmie's age was 2 is to 7. Tom is now 15 years old and Clemmie is now X years old. Find the value of X. So 3 years ago, the ratio was 2 is to 7. So if Tom is now 15 years old, 3 years ago is going to be 15 minus 3, which is 12. So 3 years ago, he was 12 years old. The ratio for the age is 2 is to 7. 2 is for Tom and 7 is for Clemmie. So if 3 years ago he was 12 years old, we can turn 2 into 12 by multiplying it by 6. So if 2 times 6 is 12, that means 7 times 6 is going to be 42. We basically turn the numbers. We basically write the ages in ratio form and then compare how we can turn those ages in the ratio or the other way around. So 2 can become 12 when you multiply it by 6. So if you're multiplying 2 by 6, that means we have to multiply 7 by 6 as well. So 7 times 6 is 42. So 3 years ago, Clemmie was 42 years old. Please keep in mind that 12 years was his age 3 years back. So now it's going to be 42 plus 3, and that's 45. So right now, Clemmie is 45 years old. Next question says that there's 60 children in a club. In the club, the ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys is 3 is to 1. 3/5 of the girls play a musical instrument. 4/5 of the boys play a musical instrument. 4/5 of boys play a musical instrument. What fraction of the 60 children play a musical instrument? So there's 60 children in total, firstly. And the ratio of girls to boys is 3 is to 1. So let's first find how many girls are there, how many boys are there. So for girls, same thing, 3 over 3 plus 1, and then times it by total number of children, 60. So that's 3 over 4 times 60, which is equal to 45. So now for boys, 1 over 4 times 60, and that's going to be 15. So we have 15 girls. So we have 15 boys and 45 girls. 3/5 of the girls play an instrument. Instrument girl is going to be 3/5 of 45, which is 3 times 9, and that's 27. And instrument boy is going to be 4/5 of 15, which is 4 times 3, and that's 12. What fraction to 60 children play a musical instrument? So instrument children is going to be 27 plus 12 over 60, which is 39 over 60. What we did was we first find the number of girls and number of boys using the ratio and the total number of children. Then using the number of girls and the number of boys, we found how many played the musical instrument separately. 27 girls played a musical instrument and 12 boys played a musical instrument. Once we had that, we add the 2, which is the numerator of the fraction, and 39 out of 60 are the children who play a musical instrument as asked in the question. Then it says Brandon, Asha, and Julie share some money in the ratio 3:2:6. The total amount of money that Asha and Julie receive is $36. We have to work out the amount of money that Brendan receives. So we have the total amount of money that Asha and Julie receive. So let's create a fraction collectively for Asha and Julie. So that's going to be 2 plus 6 over 3 plus 2 plus 6 and times x. Why x? X is the total money. So that's 8 over 11 times x. And this is equal to the total amount that Asha and Judy receive, which is 36. Just like the previous questions, we use the ratio to create the fraction. But in this case, we're using 2 people now because they have given us total amount for 2 people. They have given us total amount for Asha and Julie, which is 36. So 36 equals to 2 plus 6, which are the numbers for Asha and Julie in the ratio, divided by the sum of values in the ratio, which is 11, and then we times it by the total money, which is x. So now we do 36 times 11 divided by 8 equals to x, which is going to give us $49.5 as the total money. So Brendan's share is going to be 49.5 minus 36, which is equal to $13.5. That's your answer. Next question says that 3 grams of chocolate is shared in the ratio 2:5:8. The difference between the largest ratio and the smallest ratio is 390 grams. Work out the value of C. So let's first create an equation for the largest ratio. Largest is going to be 8 out of 2 plus 5 plus 8. And since the total grams of the chocolate is C grams, so we times it by C. So that is going to be 8C over 50. Now we find an equation for the smallest share. That's going to be 2 over 15 times C. So that's 2C over 15. They're saying the difference between the largest and the smallest share is 390 grams. So 390 equals to 8C over 15 minus 2C over 15. That's 390 equals to 6C over 15. We simplify this. That's 390 equals to 2C over 5. 390 times 5 over 2 equals to C, and that gives us 975 grams. So that is your value of C. Next question says that Pao, Sam, and Tia share 240 pounds in the ratio 3:4:5. Sam and Tia each give 10 pounds of their share to Pao. Work out the ratios of the amounts of money that Pao, Sam, and Tia now have, giving your answer in simplest form. They're sharing 240 pounds in the ratio 3:4:5. So let's first find their individual share first. Pam is going to be 3 over 12 times 240. Same method, number in the ratio comes in the numerator and sum of all the values in the ratio come in the denominator. Then Sam is going to be 4 out of 12 times 240. Each give us 60 pounds, and this is going to be 80 pounds. Now for Tia, it's 5 over 12 times 240, which is 100 pounds. Sam and Tia each give 10 pounds of the share to Pao. So new Tia would be 100 minus 10, which is 90 pounds. And new Sam would be 80 minus 10, which is 70 pounds. So new Pao is going to be 60 plus 10 plus 10, which is 80 pounds. Work out the ratios of the amounts of money that Pao, Sam, and Tia now have. So Pao is going to be 80. Then we have Sam, which is 70, and Tia is 90. So when you simplify the three, the 0 cancels out, and we're left with 879. And that is your answer. Then the next question says that Nancy has some coins with total value of 85 pence. She has only 2 pence coins and 5 pence coins. The ratio of the number of 2 pence coins to the number of 5 pence coins is 1:3. Nancy has more 5 pence coins than 2 pence coins. How many more? Now the question says that she only has 2 pence coins and 5 pence coins, and the total value of those coins is 85 pence. So if you look at the ratio, for every 1 2 pence coins, she has 3 5 pence coins. So we can say that 2x plus 5 times 3x equals to 85. What is x? X is the total coins. For every 1x coin, for 2 pence, there are 3x coins for 5 pence. So 2x plus 5 times 3x is 85. So that's 17x equals to 85. Then you do x equals to 85 divided by 17, which gives us 5. So the 2 pence coins are going to be 5 coins. And the 5 pence coins are going to be 15 coins. So how many more 5 pence coins are there than 2 pence coins? We subtract 15 and 5, and that is 10. So there are 10 more coins. Next question says that last season the number of goals scored by Arjun, by Simon, and by Kath for their football team were in the ratio 2:5:8. Simon scored 12 more goals than Arjun. Work out the number of goals scored by Kath. So if Arjun scored X goals, Simon scored 12 plus X. We don't know how many goals Kath scored, but we know that they scored in the ratio 2:5:8. So if we, in the ratio, divide everything by 2, that's 1:2, 2.5:4. So 1 is for Arjun, 2.5 is for Simon, and 4 is for Kath. For every 1 goal that Arjun scores, Simon scores 2.5 of that. So if you come to think about it, 2.5 times x is the same as 12 plus x. Because Simon is scoring 12 more goals than Arjun. And based on the ratio, for every 1 goal that Arjun is scoring, Simon is scoring 2.5 of that. So 2.5x minus x equals to 12. That's 1.5x. So x would be 12 divided by 1.5, and that gives us 8. So Arjun is scoring 8 goals. Simon is scoring 12 plus 8, which is 20. So for Cat, what we can do is we do 4 times 8 because for every 1 goal that Arjun scores, Cat scores 4 goals. So 4 times 8, and that's 32. So for Cat, it's going to be 32 goals. And that's your answer. Next question says that there's some people in cinema. 3/5 of the people in the cinema are children. For the children in the cinema, number of girls to number of boys is 2:1. There are 170 girls in the cinema. Work out the number of adults in the cinema. If 3/5 of the people in the cinema are children, then adults are going to be 2/5 of the people. That's the first thing we need to establish. Now they said that for children, the ratio for girls to boys is 2:7. There are 170 girls in the cinema. So if there are 170 girls in the cinema, 2:7. So girls are 2 and 7 are boys. So 2 became 170. Now how can we turn 2 into 170? We multiply it by 85. So times 85. Similarly, if 2 is multiplied by 85, 7 also gets multiplied by 85. So that's going to be 595 for the boys. So boys are 595. Now, if we know the number of boys and girls, that's basically the number of children over here. So number of children is going to be 170 plus 595, which gives us 765. So 765 is basically 3/5 of the people, which means to find the people, we do 765 times 5 divided by 3, which is 1275. So to find the number of adults, we will find 2/5 of this value, which is going to be 510. So these are your number of adults in the cinema. And with that, we're done with the ratio questions. These were the easy questions. I did not include the harder questions in this. I'm going to make a separate video for that, which will give a detailed review about how to solve confusing ratio questions and how to understand what the question is asking us to do. If you understood this video and if you're liking this video series so far, where I'm discussing all IGCSE Edexcel maths topics for higher using past paper questions, then please like and subscribe and share this video with your friends, because this will greatly help you in your exam prep for the future.